Alright guys, in this episode I'm going to be talking about Tengu Syncro. Now, if you guys have been following me for a while, you may notice that I'm doing the deck updates on Tuesdays now instead of Thursdays. The reason why is I got my college school schedule in, and I am free on Tuesdays, and so I'm taking advantage of that to be able to update my video for this on that day. I have about 8 decks right now that I will be updating on a consistent basis, and we're going to have more coming out when the Gym Knights, the Steel Swarms, and a couple of more things come out for different support for different decks. So like I said, today I'm going to update on Tengu Syncro. Now, I am still running 3 Doppel Warriors, which I've seen a lot of builds where people are just running 2, and then they're running like 2 Junk Synchrons. They're playing a different build than what I am going after, and I'll explain why here in a minute. This is a Tengu variant deck, so I do run triple Tengu as well, and I run triple Raiko. Now, the reason behind the triple Raiko is this deck has a problem with I don't run as many traps in this deck as I would have liked. I would have liked to have had 2 or 3 more, but I'm already at 43 cards, and I'm not willing to put any more traps in here other than a couple I've added already. So the triple Raiko kind of, for me, acts as a Mystical Space Typhoon or a Dust Tornado, and I'll explain why to you guys later. Now, another reason I'm running 43 cards is because I have many cards in here that mill, and that includes 3 Raiko, 2 tunings, and a couple of other things that just fodder the graveyard. So I don't mind having a few extra cards in the deck just so I don't deck out. Now, I am running triple Junk Syncro. I have had a couple of times where it has been a dead draw, but not very often. I love having him in my hand, him or a Debris Dragon, which I am still running 2 of, not 1, because I always have an option to try to get something back out of the graveyard. With the 2 Lone Fire Blossoms, and the Spore and the Glow Up Bulb, and the Dandelion, of course, we have the plant engine going like most people do in this deck, except I am still running Titanial because of the Stardust Dragons, the Shi-ens, if they have nothing else on their field. And if nothing else, it also hits into Scrap Dragon, and will ram Scrap Dragon, and it will also kill Scrap Archfiend. So, there are a few cards that can still run over it, but I've really been liking her, and she's a decent card for me to side out if I need to, but I've played without it, and it's too valuable to have in there. I always wish I had Titanial at some point. And then I'm running 2 Effect Veilers, which has been a pretty key change in the deck, and it's been extremely consistent, and I've really liked it a lot. Next we have 2 Tunings, of course, which is like, not only will it mill, but it's a card that I can side out, and if for some reason I just can't draw that Junk Syncro, I have it earlier in the game, so I really like 2 Tunings, as well with 2 Pot of Avarice. Now, I've had people ask me why 2, not 3. 3 is too many. I can't tell you guys how many times I've opened up double Pot of Avarice, and it sucks to do that. This deck gets back enough, so even though it would be nice to draw 2 more cards, sometimes it hurts you more than it helps you. We're running Double Space, of course, which also helps out with the Raikos, and I have actually thrown a Dust Tornado in here. I might take out another tuning for a Dust Tornado in the side deck if I need to. So I am maining a Dust Tornado, as well as the 1-for-1 and Foolish Burial for obvious reasons, and the rest of the spells like Rhoda, Giant Trinade, we don't need to talk about those. I'm running double D-Prison because this deck does have a problem, like I said, with protection. Once your monsters are out, that's great, but they really need some protection. So between the Solemn Brigade, all 3 Solemns, and the 2 D-Prison, I've also added in a Bottomless Trap Hole because I needed 1 more defensive stop, and a Mirror Force, and then of course I'm running a Dark Bribe. And a lot of people don't like Dark Bribe. It has helped me out of more situations than I can count, and I'm definitely keeping it in this deck. I took Trap Stun out because in my deck, even though it can explode, that's not exactly what I try to do. Basically, my goal in the deck is every single turn I want to plus while you neg. And if you have like I try to synchro summon and remove a card with Trishula, remove a card off the field, hand, and graveyard. I'll try to bring out Bryonic, and I'll try to pitch a card to remove a card back to your hand. And even though I'm negging, I'm still going to hit you for a plus as far as life points are concerned. And then I will go into Hyper Librarian and draw a couple of cards off of that with Formula Synchron. It's endless, and Scrap Dragon, I'm going to pop a Dandelion off or something to destroy one of your cards, get 2 tokens, mill, bring back Glow Up Bulb and Synchro. So, I mean, the pluses are, they're endless. Let me make sure I've got the correct side deck here. Take my tokens out. Right now, as it stands, I am running 3 Formula Synchrons. I could take it down to 2 with the Pot of Avarices in here. That's going to come a little later once more news. First of all, more news on the movement from 15 extra deck cards to 20 comes out. We don't know if that's going to happen yet. If it does, then I'll stick with the 3 Formula Synchrons. And then also when new Xyz monsters come out. I'm only running 1 Trishula, but the reason is because I'm running a Mistworm. And the reason I run Mistworm is a game ender. If I have a Dark Bribe set and I can go into a level 9 and they have maybe, let's just say, 2 cards on the field and they've got 2,000 life points or something along those lines and I know I can game them, that's when I love going into Mistworm, because the Trishula, it may have already been used or something like that, but Mistworm is a game ender and it just really helps when I can protect with that Dark Bribe. I'm running a Scrap Archfiend and a Stardust Dragon, as well as 2 Hyper Librarians, and my other 5 is a Catastor. But one thing I have been doing lately is I added in a second Black Rose Dragon. It really helped me a lot because I didn't realize how much I needed to just go in and blow shit up. So it works really, really well with the Scrap, as well as the Scrap Dragon and the Iron Chain Dragon. And I'm also running a number 39 Utopia Xyz monster. He's been working really well, and I even ran a Grenosaurus in. I took out 1 Formula Synchron, I think, when I put in the Grenosaurus just to test it out, and it actually worked very well. I was really happy with it. So guys, that's the update on the deck. That's a full deck list. Just to give you guys a quick rundown of some of the new cards that I have added in since the last time I did a major update on the video. And let me just go through here and double check on everything. Make sure I don't leave anything out. Okay. I did add in the 2 Effect Veilers. I was not running 2 of those at all, but in this format I think it's a must. I added in the Dust Tornado because we really need extra protection in this deck. So now we've got 3 Raikos to destroy stuff, including back row or monsters if we need it. We have 2 MSTs, we have a Giant Trunade, we have a Dark Bribe, and now we have a Dust Tornado. I added in the Double D Prison once again for extra protection, as well as the Bottomless Trap Hole. So it's worked really well. And in the extra deck I added in the second Black Rose and the Grenosaurus and the Utopia once the starter deck was released. Guys, the deck runs very consistently. It's not very often that I lose, and the deck does extremely well for coming back from being down. When your opponent has hand advantage, it's really easy to come back from it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out the rest of my videos on the Kiko25 channel. Please go subscribe. Check out all the videos and comment and rate on them. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.